Welcome to the return of the TK podcast, boy. With your boys, Kings Hockey right here, and of course the irrefutable, the magnificent, the Emerald Archer, taking it way back. The only Kirby you'll ever see on Smash Bros. Online. the the fable, the legend of all bugs and insects. The one and only Romano Trey 15.
Yo, what is good? I picked Kirby online in Smash Bros. I have no clue why. I think he's awful, but for some reason, whenever I go to the select screen, my cursor lands on him. So yeah.
He did get a buff though.
Yeah, I mean it's not enough to do anything, but dude, even if he didn't get buffed, I still probably would be picking him.
Oh yeah, you were picking him before.
Like, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why I picked that character. I think he's garbage, but I just pick him.
Yep. I guess if you win, you feel like you've done something. Yep.
I don't
Some
even
people
know. I just
call
like
that
his
being a low
playstyle for some
tier
reason.
hero.
Like,
Joke
something about
Fox
his
hero.
playstyle.
Yeah.
I just like his playstyle for some reason. I just wish he had bro. He just needs one armored move that isn't
Hammer.
his rock is not armored at all. That move is trash, and his hammer is trash.
The hammer. Hammer. Bro. What are we gonna start out with? We're gonna start out with like some real stuff, or we're gonna start out with like the catching up on some video games and anime type stuff. I feel
Do we
like we
might
should
to
start
do
out with
that?
that. Yeah, I feel like we
Oh,
should
what'd you
do
say?
that. And yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
I feel like we should start out with the video game and anime stuff, and then like just in case Andres wants to pop in.
Oh yeah.
What you feel about that?
Yep. It don't matter to me.
Hey, bro. Well, let's get it. I guess with the I was gonna say monthly question, but it's been several months since we recorded it. But the usual question of what you been playing, bro.
Well, for me, I've been playing Bug Fables. I think that game is awesome. I've been playing a little bit of Smash, Arena of Valor, The Witcher 3. I've gotten Overcooked 2. Been playing. What other games have I been playing? Oh, Streets of Rage 4. We even talked about. We played that game.
Yeah, that's lit, man.
Which is so long ago.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, we can just say quickly like Streets of Rage 4. That's a great buy. Play online.
Yep.
It's awesome. Well done, all the way around. But maybe like since it's a lesser known game, you should say something about Bug Fables real quick.
Yeah, so Bug Fables, if you've ever heard me talk about games, one of my favorite games is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. And the problem is that the next Paper Mario games have
Yes,
gone
sir.
so far from the formula that made the original, or not the original, but Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door great. And
Yeah.
so this game really went back to, it didn't go back to the heart of worship, but it went back to the basics.
Stupid. So stupid.
This
Yeah.
game, yeah, so it's really good. I mean, the characters are really good. The world is really good. The battles are really tough. They've got a lot of cool medals.
It's basically like the dream of any Paper Mario 1000 Year Door fan, right?
Hmm. I
But
guess it's It feels very similar. Like, I guess maybe I would say that the chapters, like the creativity, was better in what do you call it? The Thousand Year Door. Like, for example, there's a murder mystery in the Thousand Year Door that I liked. There was, you're in the WWE, and there's another good one. Oh yeah, when you're on a pirate voyage, like, I think those were like super classics. But this one
Yeah,
had some really good ones too. But it's like, oh, and when you go to the moon in that one too, it was really cool.
yeah,
But this one has some really cool ones where you go into the Forbidden Lands, you go into like this far away forest. When you got to go to the beehive. Yeah, so I mean, it's got some really cool stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like you can tell that somebody put a lot of time into this game.
Right, bro. And you were raving about
Yeah,
that joint. You were saying like 10 out of 10. Like, you should definitely buy it and all that. And it's like an indie game. It's cheaper than like it's not a $60 game. So like it's like a lot of bang for your buck there.
yeah. I mean, I would say it's a 10 out of 10 in my book. I mean, the game is really big. I would say it's probably even longer than the Thousand Year Door, like
Yeah,
overall.
yeah,
And probably has more quests. I mean, that's probably not even a question. It's got more quests. It's got more stuff to do after the game is over.
yeah,
So like, I already beat the game, but there's still so much that I can still do.
yeah.
So yeah, they definitely went all out with this game,
Bro,
like all the way out. If you
yeah.
say this is a Travis Porter song, they would say all the way turned up.
Yo, and to talk about what I've been playing real quick. Two, unless you're not done with Bug Fables.
Well,
But
I'm technically not done with Bug Fables, but I'm done talking about it right now. So yeah.
yeah, you were going like ham about the game, and then now I'm trying to pull the stuff out of you, man. Yo,
Well, I mean, it's tough because I don't want to go. I don't want to make this the Bug Fables podcast. But
yep,
yeah,
we got an incoming wave in here, boy.
boy.
Yo, how do
Yep,
you
you're.
guys have a podcast while I'm at work?
Well, it's because I found out that there's this little magic record button on Skype, so I'm gonna use that.
There is?
Yeah, bro. Um, but yeah, I mean, like it just well now that I have this, it doesn't have to be like the only, you know, one
Yeah.
for a century again, and we can record it every every week or something or whatever.
It's a
Yeah,
party every week, baby.
Upload every week?
yep. I'm not making any promises, people, but I'm just saying it could potentially happen now. I have more freedom.
Oh,
That's
man.
right. Because I can do my chores. I'm hanging up my clothes. Doing a podcast is multitasking. Dad life. Hashtag dad life. Hashtag dad of three, soon to be four. Boy.
Yeah. In the words of Johnny, tequila.
Tricky. Yeah. But yo, Wade, what's going on, man?
Not much. My lunch breaks. You got me for like 10 minutes.
All right. What is the
Hey,
thing was most we were just talking about, well, Trey was talking about Bug Fables, and we were just talking about the games we've been playing. What do you want to tell the people in your 10 minutes here, Wave?
I don't know. Are we already going? I thought you guys were waiting for Dazzle.
Yeah, we were kind of like covering some anime and video game type stuff,
You
and
already went
then
over Pokemon?
no, we ain't gotten into Pokemon
Eh,
yet. Uh-uh. Why you want to say something about Pokemon?
not really. I mean,
Well, why'd you
unless you
bring it
want to
up then?
say it. I mean, I haven't played as much like Mobius Trey.
Oh, you
I
talking
think it
about
looks
I mean,
Pokemon
you
cool.
could say
It's
Unite?
you could
just,
Oh,
talk
we
about.
definitely about to talk about Pokemon Unite for real.
I don't
I
know. I
mean,
think
you
it
could
looks
talk about
cool.
like
It's just like,
Now, let
I
me
don't know.
say
You
this.
already know
Not,
it's gonna be microtransaction fest.
yeah, go ahead.
10 cent. So they're probably gonna charge you an arm and a leg for a character.
Look, Wave, I value your opinion and all, but like to all of
I mean,
you,
you can grind for them too, though. But
bummy, disliking, Twitter talking people out there trying to talk about
no, I'm gonna
Pokemon
play it.
Unite.
I think it's fun, especially with the boys.
Yeah, the boy.
Yo, can y'all not hear me?
I can hear y'all.
A little bit.
Bro, mic check?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was about to say, Wave talking over me like I'm not here. Just joking.
I'm on side.
Yo, I'm saying, all you guys out there that ain't on Pokemon Unite, shut up. That game's about to be lit, man. That game is literally, yo, I predicted that mess. Yo, go to my Twitter. I put the proof up there. Yo, that is the game that I literally was dreaming for, man. We've been playing Arena of Valor like crazy. And then, of course, I love Pokemon. Yeah, that game looks hype. And then they use the evolution in such a creative way.
Well, do we know
Yep.
if it's like at this level and then at this level, or like it goes
Um,
20, right, in Arena of Valor? So like
say
at
that
like
again,
level
Wave.
6 or something, you go to the second evolution, and then let's say like 12 is when you fully evolve.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I don't know when that game's coming out, but yeah, that's what it looked like. Dude, but I'm definitely getting that day one.
Yep.
Day uno. Number one. Bro, because like there's just so much, like you never run out of Pokemon characters to add. And like you could just keep that, you know, community going so easily. And plus it's not gonna be like Arena of Valor where it was made on
Or
phones
they
and
drop.
imported
Yeah.
and then like left for dead on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
like
reason why I put it on the Switch too, so they're making sure that like they gotta support it because it's Pokemon.
yeah, it'll be buzzing. Like you'll find a match in half a second. Unlike Arena of Valor, which is like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love MOBA. I'm a MOBA crackhead already. Like, I mean, if I am, then Trey is definitely too. Yo, which by the way, side note, I've never played games like World of Warcraft, but why are those games so addicting?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
My
mean, I
guess.
dabbled. Or you go ahead, Trey.
I don't know. I was gonna say my guess is like like the community you get to meet and you get to like meet people that also like the game. I guess I don't know.
I mean, kind of like any other. I don't even know what the
Yeah.
gameplay is for that game actually.
Well, it's MMO. So I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 14. And it's kind of like the same thing where I guess like the appeal of it is that one, it's like all like one shared world. So like you go into the town, you see all the people running around and there's like no loading zones and all that stuff. But it's also just probably just like any other grind, level up, get your gear together, and then yeah, interact with people.
Also, I don't know if this just records our audio. I'm taking. Oh shoot! I'm about to take a screenshot too, because look at our profile pictures on here. These are the weirdest assortment of profile pictures. Trey's got that dummy that's like got the shades on. Yeah, who was that again, man?
He's the guy that say throw some dudes on the.
Yeah, and then Wade's got a QB, and I got freaking Tolstoy on there. So it's just like a random assortment of profile pictures. Yep, all of them are random. got like the whole man beard. You got a freaking. Yo, I'm sorry. It just distracted me. I looked down at my phone and I was like, what the heck? I was even saying, what the heck of myself. But wait, what else you want to talk about before you have to go, man?
I mean, can't really talk on Smash. Not much. I don't know. I mean, we're already talking about all.
Where did you go, man? Down the well?
Maybe.
I heard you for a second, then you were drifted off. I was like,
I don't
man,
know. How's it going over there as far as pandemic? Is it pretty chill?
bro,
Or
definitely not.
no?
I don't
That's
know
a good
about Trey.
question.
He's in North Carolina. I'm in South Carolina. I'm not telling you weirdos anymore, so you can't find me. No, but around here it's just like it's a fight over the mask, man.
Man.
Yep, and Trey's gonna say something about Mask of the Phantasm or something, but there's a fight over the mask here. And like, basically who's gonna somehow the mask became a political thing. I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure how that happened. Other than idiots.
Watching the other day that whole I guess they had like a conference in Florida where all the people are like, oh, yeah, like you're ruining God's gift of breathing if you wear a mask or whatever.
That's literally the opposite. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Florida people are crazy, but yeah, even here it's like you get the people that just don't want to wear a mask.
Yep. Why should I care about anybody else? That's the attitude they have.
You gotta watch out for yourself and your family.
Bro, the beat up thing about it is the mask only protects you or the other people. So if other people aren't wearing the mask, then you're basically,
Well, you just I don't know. They said I saw something where at first when this whole thing started, they were saying, "Oh, you don't need to wear a mask because it's only protecting other people." And now I saw the other day it was like, "Oh, if you wear a mask, you're cutting the percent down of how much stuff's getting to you."
Oh, does it work that way too?
Yeah, it was something it was 3% or something of the chance that if you're going through the particles that it could still get through. But I don't know. We're
Yep.
flip-flopping on
That's
information
insane,
every day,
actually.
so
And yeah.
you got me for 3 more minutes.
Nope. Yep. Dude, what should we have Wave do for 3 minutes, man? Sing us all the Pokemon theme songs.
Oh no, I can't do that. It's so overdone.
Born to be a winner.
Toe.
Hey, look, even Trey knows that one. Born to be a champion. Born to be a winner. Born to be the very best.
Which
All
one
right.
is that? I feel bad for not knowing.
Pokemon Johto.
It's Johto.
Born to be
We
a
all
No,
live
Johto was.
in the Pokemon world.
I want to be the greatest master of them all. The greatest master. Yo, all right, Wave, tell us what you've been playing lately / watching or reading, anime.
I mean, I'm watching the Fate Stay Night. I'm halfway through now.
How is it?
Yeah.
What'd you think of Zero? Fate Zero?
Zero, I mean, it was all right. I think I gave it a 7. It was I don't know. I think maybe me watching that one first was kind of confusing. And I also
Yep.
feel it was little too edgy at times. And I don't
Um,
mean just like the zombie apocalypse part.
do you mean the psychopath child murderer part?
Maybe that too. But no, I don't have a
That
problem with
was
that. Like I said, I watch Shiki. None of you guys will.
okay. Yeah, I'm glad you
That's like that
clarified.
show is on a completely different level. But I don't know. I feel like this one, Fate Stay Night, kind of like breaks up the pacing a little better. So it's not like just piling on like the depression.
Wait, which one is which? Wait, Fate Stay Night. You're talking about Unlimited Blade Works?
No, the original
Oh, yeah, I
was
haven't seen that one.
is Unlimited Blade Works kind of the same as Zero? Is it like the same style, same
I
like?
think you would like Unlimited Blade Works better. I like that one better.
Well, we'll see. I'll get around to that one.
Yep. I think the girl is much better. There's a much better character in that one.
I am the bone of my sword.
Yeah, I saw that part the other day. Anyways, it's about time that I head out.
All right, see you, Wave.
All
Yeah,
right, bro. Thanks for stopping in, man.
no problem. I'm looking forward to
Adios.
seeing this up on your YouTube in a week.
My my YouTube will come alive again. All right, bro.
See you guys.
All right, peace, homie.
Um, yep, I had to mute myself for a second there. There's the daughter. Hey, did you see that and step in and say something? I don't even know. But anyway, I was like, dang, I'm glad you said something. So I had to mute myself for a second. Bro, what was I gonna talk about? Oh, dude, what was I gonna talk about right before that? Oh, with that part where Wave was saying, Wave, if you're hearing this later, I was about to say, I didn't want to cut your time short, but when he said, I was like, did the child psychopath murderer bother you? You're like, no, that didn't really bother me. I was about to die, Wave, when you said that, just when you hear this later. But then, of course, you clarified, said cheeky and all that, but I was just cracking up. But, yeah, you want to say anything else about Pokemon Unite?
I think the game looks really good. I mean, it's gonna be a game I feel like I'm gonna play a ton. And
Yeah, like I'm just mad that like it got like I mean I know it probably won't matter too much, but it got like such a bad reception. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like
I
off,
don't think that matters.
nah, it's just the internet being the internet. You weirdos out there, all you sheep out there.
Yeah, because
Yep,
I
you're all a
mean,
bunch of sheep.
I mean, because I bet the general consensus would be like that too among Switch fans if they saw they were getting League of Legends or something like, what? Nobody asked for this.
Yeah, yeah, but bro. Anyway, I was gonna say too that I've been playing a couple games. I've been playing Xenoblade Definitive Edition. That game is lit. Yep, I had to save a little girl from the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I had to go inside the lungs of this uh, freaking huge giant creature that I'm walking on, and lots of other crazy adventures. And now I understand Shulk. I also understand why they gave him that boxer skin where you can put him in his boxers in Smash Bros. Yep. But that game is freaking good as mess. I love those games. Also been playing Pokemon Shield, Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword and Shield still trash. Game
What,
Freak
you
still
said it was
trash.
trash?
I'm saying I'm saying from a purely objective standpoint, the game is trash.
Wait, bro, hold on. You gotta go more. Oh man, because I remember that game was first out. You were going nuts for that game, and I had
Bro,
seen,
okay, listen to me. Listen to me. When Paper Mario Origami King, no, when Paper Mario Color Splash came out, were you not hyped?
bro. Yeah, I was hyped. I mean, I had a little bit of what do you call it? What do you call it? Skepticism towards it versus you had no skepticism, any criticism. I was like, bro. I was
Bro,
like, it does not look like. I was like, it looks like they did some stuff, but it didn't look like it was the next leap in the Pokemon game that needed to be. Like, you
yo,
know,
but you're talking. Like I said, they're objectively the game is not trash. That was a you know trash is like more like like average. But I'm saying like anybody that doesn't like isn't attached to Pokemon would talk about it like that. But me, as a Pokemon homer, I love Pokemon. Of course, the game is enjoyable. The new like Pokemon designs are awesome. Um, the wild area is cool, but like for example, with this newest DLC, right? I think I told you this, but we cranked that thing on DLC. I hadn't played the game in months. I go out to that little island, which is the DLC, is like a new island, and like you ride the train there because it's like a UK game, right?
yeah,
And get to that island, playing with my 5-year-old daughter and my 3-year-old son, almost 4-year-old, are playing with me. They're watching with me. Like, Dad, can I play Dad? And I'm like, no, you wouldn't understand. You can't read. Be quiet, kids. But I'm like, look, okay, look at the screen, look at that. So, oh, speaking of the devil.
yep. I don't know that.
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
I might know
understand
where
that.
they're at.
Yep. So all I know about Pokemon, so he's talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, here
Yeah,
they are. I'm just helping look out for a second.
yep, I was like, about that game, this is what I know about that game. I looked at it, y'all were hyping me, convincing me that the new Pokemon on Switch would be the game. Because this game, I want to say that they first kind of showed it when the Switch was announced. They were like Game Freak is working on a Pokemon game for the Switch. I was like, okay. But then when they showed the new game, I was like, okay. But then everything else about it didn't look like the jump to get me to want to play the game. It still seems like it has a lot of the old guard in it versus, Breath of the Wild came with the idea that, hey, we can't, hold on to every sacred cow in this series. So, you always got to get the slingshot. You always got to get this. You always got to do, you always got to get the Master Sword in a certain way. You got to do that. They pretty much changed all that. They changed it to the point where you didn't even need the Master Sword. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, that's what they did. So they pretty much, were like, hey, we got to do something new. This series can't be the same. Whereas Game Freak,
Hmm.
it seems like they're like, yo, this is selling. We're just gonna keep playing this hit song over and over again. And we might tweak some stuff here and there, but this is gonna be the same song. Y'all buying it, so y'all have no complaints. You know, it's like to me, it's like they made Ice Ice Baby, and they're gonna come out in concerts and play Ice Ice Baby, and people are still gonna keep going to it. They might do a new concert, they might be wearing different outfits, but they're playing Ice Ice Baby. And instead of pulling a Drake or something and making new songs, nope, they're playing Ice Ice Baby. To me, that's Game Freak, man.
Yeah. What were you comparing
And
it to?
now I was saying, I'm comparing it to Breath of the Wild. How Breath of the Wild, they were like, okay, we got all these sacred cows in our 3D Zelda games. We're just gonna have to start from scratch and not worry about pleasing all the fans. So even me, a Zelda fan, I was upset there weren't dungeons, but they still went ahead and were like, okay, we can't just have dungeons because we have dungeons. We got to make a game, and if there's dungeons in here, great. If not, then we're just gonna roll with it. So I respect that
Yeah.
decision, even though I love dungeons. That's what they did. So I think Pokemon has to do that too. But as you can see, the fans are like Smash Bros. Fans, and they won't let them get away with not including every single character in the game. So there could be like 1,000 Pokemon in the year 2030, and the fans will get if I don't know Wobbuffet isn't in the game. Like there could be 1,000 Pokemon, and the Wobbuffet's not in the game or whatever is a thing by then, like talking about how Wobbuffet needs to be in the game.
What was that Wobbuffet rant?
I'm saying that the way that the Pokemon people and the fans are, they're complaining about the customers that get in. They're complaining. And so I'm saying in the year 2030, there could be 1,000 Pokemon in the game. But if Wobbuffet's not in the game, the fans will be raging and saying it's a bad game. And so I'm saying Game Freak is kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. But what they're doing is they're bringing all the Pokemon back in through this DLC.
Yeah, but I'm saying, the game is because they're appealing to hardcore fans. They're appealing to horny players, and so you balance the game with like 1,000 characters or however many characters, and so they can't ever really rebalance. If people are going to get mad at them tweaking anything about any character.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts. Yep. I'm hopping in my
Yeah.
car to do the podcast. Yeah, also, hang on a second. Oh, shoot. Yep. Got to continue my story
Yep.
now that you're done saving me some time. Yo, I was saying, like with my kids there, I was like, yo, look at this. All right. And then I went to the sea, to the ocean. Like, man, is there going to be anything out here? And immediately I saw this freaking huge whale lord. Okay, if you know Pokemon lore, which I know you don't, but this whale lord is like, like basically like a blue whale. He's freaking huge as mess. And in the game, which surprised me, he was huge. Like he was massive. Like just sitting out there in the ocean, just chilling. I was like, bro, yo, and we're like, what is that? Even the kids are going nuts. Okay, we're going out to it, and then like all of a sudden, I hear a shh, and I look to my right, and there's something speeding at me through the freaking water, and it's a Sharpedo, which is a shark Pokemon. It's like a rocket shark Pokemon. It's freaking launched at me. I was like, yo, that's awesome. But then after that, I finally get to the whale lord, and I battle him. But in the battle, when it goes to the battle, that freaking whale lord turns from a huge blue whale type Pokemon to a tiny little whale. Bro, that right there in a nutshell is what's wrong with Pokemon Sword and Shield, okay? They take one step forward and two steps back every time. It's because like they have like the wild area, which the new DLC is basically like all one wild area, but in the actual game itself, there are still routes and stuff instead of it all being like free range like the wild area. And anyway, they had terrible graphics, and there's no excuse for that. Like they're not terrible. You know, they're not like you look at it, you're like, ew, but you like look at it and you're like, okay. You know, whereas like, bro, if they had like you said before to me, you were like, yo, like poking, you think like I like poking, but you're like you think poking sucks. But you did say like, yo, the way they did the Pokemon in this game looks like, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if they did that with the Pokemon in that game, then and then they did it with like they made the world like look awesome, then that would like it would immerse you so much. But it feels like I'm still playing on the Game Boy, but I'm playing on the freaking like TV screen, my Game Boy version of the game. Like they literally like yeah, it doesn't look like a 2020 game, man. It doesn't even look like a 2016 game. It looks like a 2010 game. Yo, I mean that's just the facts, man. I mean, but like like I said, there's still cool stuff. Like all the Pokemon designs are what keep me coming, keep me going. Pause. Okay. Okay. So pause myself. Edit that out. Edit. 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 Okay, the Pokemon designs are what keep me interested in the game. All right, they're what keep me interested in the game. Power pose, bro. Oh man, but yeah, the story's whack. I mean, the story's all right. There's like some decent characters in it, but really, it's pretty vanilla. And it's kind of like Madden. You remember how Madden they used to like they still I don't know what I'm saying used to, but they like add a new gimmick every year, and then the next year it's irrelevant because they take that gimmick away.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, yo. No count. They do the same thing with Pokemon. They did like the Z moves. Well, okay. Well, 2 generations ago they did the wait two. I think it was 2 generations ago they did the Mega Evolutions, which was kind of like awesome because it was like an extra evolution, but it only happened like in the battle where you clicked it. But then the next one, they took Mega Evolutions away, but then they added Z moves, which is awesome because Z moves, like you would like do some awesome like ninjutsu, like some awesome move type thing, and then like your Pokemon would do a crazy move. It was like a super move. And then this one they added Dynamax, where the Pokemon just gets freaking huge, which is dumb. But the cool part is Gigantamax, which is where they actually change forms and get huge.
Yeah. There's so many jokes I could go there, but yeah.
Yo, chill, bro. I'm trying to avoid it. Stop, man. Yo, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's not even your fault. It's my fault, man. It's my fault. Yeah. But yo, what was I saying? Yeah, but basically, like, it's like they should just build on the previous one, and they need to like actually just make less Pokemon, like just make the new Pokemon and keep just some of the old Pokemon for the like initial part of the new game and work on the freaking graphics and the story and all that stuff. And then like add the other Pokemon later. Like actually do something, Game Freak. Come on now. Yep.
Yep. That's what I actually suggested too before, but like I said, because the Pokemon community is a lot like the Smash Bros. Community, and they do not want to take any character out. None.
Yeah.
And so, yep, can't really get better if you do that.
Yep. But speaking of Smash Bros, what do you think of Min Min? Top tier, low tier, mid tier?
I think
Who
middle of
knows?
the pack.
Bro, you're right about the
I mean, I
megawatt
think she'd
neutral
be
air,
middle
bro.
of the pack. Yeah,
You got
you
that?
seen people do it, or you just do it?
Yes, yeah, I've seen people do it.
Like online or like on videos or something.
Videos.
Yep, dude, it's broken, isn't it? Yo, it's cheap.
Yep, you're right.
Yo, and I forgot that she can reflect projectiles too.
With the up smash, yeah.
Bro, that character is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, a
She's
ton
just
of people just like go to that big one and then just spam that move and you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Like it's so like it's got super armor on it. And like it looks like it's trash because how slow it goes, but you can't punish it either.
hmm Bro. Oh man. Yeah, I
Yep.
think it's always one of those things where you have to wait till it shakes out to see how good they are. But she definitely
I mean,
isn't bad.
I still don't know what she could do. Yeah, she's not. But I don't know what she could do against like a super fast character, like a
Yeah.
Sonic. Like I don't see how she could catch him. For
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. Yep. And can't yeah. Yeah, she could get smothered by some fast attacks and stuff like that, bro. But yeah, what about anime? What you been watching and manga? Manhwa.
So I've been watching Tower of God. I think that one is really good. Um, yeah. So with that one, it starts off kind of like Hunger Games, where there's like the build up to Hunger Games. So this one it kind of just drops you in, and then they don't really explain early on while they're all there. But then like they start explaining stuff, and you realize that everybody's there kind of for a different reason, and they're like slowly building up the story, and then the
Yeah.
action gets crazy, and then there's like, dude, they got some twists in there. Is all I can say. Like you're like, bro, like, oh man, like, yeah, it looks like it's good. It's one of those ones that you do wish that there were more. I mean, I know that I'm talking at two sides of my mouth where I'm like, I wish there were more episodes, but I also like not filler episodes or episodes that are just drawn out. And I think that's one thing with this one is that I don't know how much I would like this one, say if it was made during the One Piece
Yeah.
era or different ones
Yeah.
where it was like, cause I feel like you could stretch these 13, 15 like crazy good episodes. I feel like in the old Naruto / One, they could have stretched this for like 30, 40 episodes. Like I really
Yeah.
do. Like, so yeah. Like I mean, I think it's good. Like I'm like, man, this is good. I think it's the best new one that I'm watching. It's way better than Demon Slayer. Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
don't even
Between
know if
between
I don't even think I went on a rant on Demon Slayer yet in this podcast.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
think
line it up, bro.
okay, with Demon Slayer, I'm just gonna say that okay, outside of Sword Art Online, which I know you liked it, but I will go down and say that's the most overrated anime. Where I couldn't even finish that one; it was just too slow. This one, I would say, and the thing about Sword Art Online is that when it was popping, it was popping. Now everybody wants to act like that anime never had its shine. Did you realize that? That like, bro, for a
Yeah.
while there, that was like the anime. Now no one ever mentions it like in any anime stuff. Where like it's like sit at this table if you like this anime, bro. Everyone always forgets about that. And that one was like dominating. That was like My Hero before My Hero. But
Yeah.
I gotta say, with Demon Slayer, the thing I will say that the opening of Demon Slayer, like I don't know what you would call it, like like man, what do you call it? When you open a story, to like it's interesting from the jump, like the setting. is interesting.
Yeah.
That you got this thing where his whole family's been killed, and it's kind of a revenge story slash. He's not really looking for revenge as much as he's looking for, he's looking to cure his sister. But bro, okay, if I told you a story, the one part about, looking to cure his sister, you would think that it would be a goal that would be tough to do. But he like meets the main bad guy, the overarching Aizen slash whoever is the final bad guy in One Piece slash the mother, which I still don't even understand that in Naruto. He meets that guy in like the fifth or sixth episode. Like, bro, like
Yeah, that's nuts.
like with Dragon Ball Z or any anime, it's like Luffy first met Buggy or even Alvida before that. It's like saying Alvida was the biggest bad from the jump. So there's no like moving that goalpost after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine
Yeah,
saying
I know
that
exactly what you're
when
saying.
yeah, imagine showing Zabuza in Naruto and saying, "Oh, he's the best ninja ever. No one's better than him of all time, the best." There's no going. You can't move that goalpost. You've already established it there. So that's already part of the reason why I didn't like it. It was like, it was dumb. The character that's kind of like Usopp and Sanji is super annoying. Um, yeah, every villain gets bopped as soon as they show up. Like, there's some that you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, this guy's pretty cool. And nope, he gets bopped. And this is the fight of the main character every time. He gets bopped, like does nothing, like gets absolutely destroyed. His strategy is to take hits, and then he pretty much finishes them like last second. So, you might be thinking, oh, that sounds like a lot of anime. Bro, I went back and was watching One Piece. Bro, the good guy has got to get his licks in sometimes, man. Like,
Yeah,
early One
that's
Piece,
facts.
Luffy was doing work on people. Naruto, he was getting some hits in. Everyone gets hits in. Bro, this guy in Demon Slayer just gets bopped the whole time. And pulls off bull crap. Like, you're like, oh my gosh. Like, it's so annoying, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and another thing is there's the Espada and Bleach, there's the Katsuki, there's all that, there's numbered ranks. And so in One Piece, they do it quite often where you got the king, queen, and who's the other guy? And what do you call it? The
Jack.
beast pirate group. Yeah. You got that. Baraki Works, you had like, Mr. Zero, Mr. One. You got the numbers. Every time you got the numbers, that's always cool. It's like, all right, but the problem is in Demon Slayer, he will fight one, he'll fight somebody and be like, this guy is like a numbered guy. He'll fight him and be like, oh, no, he wasn't. He's trash. And then this next guy, oh, he's like a numbered guy. Whoa, we can't beat him. And then someone would beat him was like, oh, no, he was just trash. Nope, he wasn't one. And bro, it was doing that every single time they went, every single time. And then so finally, the last, they finding,
Yo, you're
he's
breaking
so
up.
good. And
Yo,
they're,
yo, Trey, you're breaking up, bro.
can you hear me?
You sound like
Okay,
T-Pain right now, bro.
bro, I don't know what it is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
can you hear
just
me
a
now?
little bit. Like, I can still hear you, but it sounds like underwater a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
I mean, yeah,
Yo,
you still got that. You're still kind of doing it a little bit. But I couldn't tell
let
you
me
why,
try to
bro.
move it. All right. So, so they finally meet one. And then,
Yeah.
he gets like this, he gets his new move, his super move. It's essentially like, man, what's his name? Corin, like his, what do you call it? His final smash where he's with that other dude from, man, what's his name? I forgot his name already. The dude the Fire Emblem character that's in the new Smash Bros.
You talking about Violet?
No, the other dude.
Crom?
I cannot remember his name. Yeah, Crom. So you remember
Okay.
in Smash 4, that Corrin and Crom had that like special move together
You
for
talking
his
about
final
Robin?
smash?
Robin and
Yeah,
Gromhead.
Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had. I know you don't remember the exact move. I don't either, but you just get the gist of it. That they were in the move together. So the guy in Demon Slayer does that move with his sister, and so I guess that's why Twitter was blowing up because they did this like ultimate final smash move
Yeah.
where he like chops
Yeah.
his head, all this stuff, and so that's what blew up Twitter. Okay,
Spoilers.
he like finally, bro, trust me, it's not. Okay, so he does that. The next episode, the dude gets up like, nah, that move is trash. Nope, it didn't get me. Nope, fake. Nope, he didn't get me. And then he's about to
Yo,
get him.
you're lying, bro. He doesn't do that. You're lying.
Bro, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like, oh man, dude, it was
Yo.
dumb. Because like, you saw enough to see that they had already established that in order to kill him, you had to like chop the head off or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when he does that, the guy's like, nah, like weak. Nope, you didn't get me. Nope, nope, fake, fake, didn't get me. Nope, I wasn't trying. Nope. It was so then he's like about to get him, and then the guy, the guy that the first Demon Slayer you see in the show, the very
Bro.
first one.
Hey, put it like keep going, but just remind me we need to talk about Lemillion and like the bad guy there and how this,
Oh yeah,
yeah. But you keep going, keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah, so the first one that you saw, he comes
Yeah,
in and he goes,
yeah,
"Phoop," and he beats the guy. One hit KO, bops him.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like, nope, that guy was trash. Nope, he was a weak one. Nope, he was low. And then so everybody else, there's a bunch of people that were like about to die. And the one guy that's annoying, he's like Usopp and Sanji. He has the Cavendish power where he falls asleep and then he can fight. You know, everybody was
Uh,
going crazy. Everybody was going crazy over that too. And it's like, bro, we've seen this before. Bro,
yeah,
like it ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing. Okay.
yeah.
And so then yeah, after that, we see the bad guy in his lair, and he's killing everybody. It's like a super bloody scene. It's probably like one of the bloodiest scenes you've seen in like any anime. It's like,
Hmm.
and he's like, no, that guy was trash. All you guys are trash. So he starts killing them, and he's like, I'm gonna make some new ones because they were all
Yeah.
trash. And so that's how the season pretty much ends, and they're about to get on a train. But I'm like, I couldn't tell you who are the so when you're watching that show, you're not really getting a sense of who's the bad guys. Like there's only one bad guy, it feels like. There's no overarching plots. There's not a lot going on. It's just crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Not a lot of substance to carry over.
Yeah,
Like,
because
yeah, it's basically
even
like what
though
you're saying. They hit delete and restart.
it's because they kind of knew that those guys were all trash and the way it was going. And
Yeah.
and so I complain about My Hero a lot. But the things that I don't complain about My Hero is that My Hero has built a cool world. And I mean, they have a lot of characters. They have like a lot of. That's one thing I liked about this most recent arc, although I stopped after the Lemillion stuff that we're going to talk about. But
Yeah.
I liked how it was like there's the villain association, and they kind of think they're good, so they're not just I'm evil because I'm evil.
Right.
And
Right.
and then there's that other villain faction, and those villains kind of have beef with those villains. It just
Yeah.
makes it kind of cool. It makes it kind of cool where it's not just like, oh, I'm mad, I'm bad, which is kind of how it is in Demon Slayer.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
That's like everybody that like automatically just likes like all the edgy characters in every anime, like and just likes edgy anime for being edgy. That's what I think of. I think of Demon Slayer. Just like there's lots of fights. It's got good like of course top notch animation, music and stuff, but like where's the substance? Where's
Bro,
the storytelling?
I wouldn't even say the music is top notch. I would say the opening is top notch,
That's what I meant. Yeah, the opening.
but everything else, nope.
Yeah, the background music ain't necessarily hitting. But
Yeah, I mean, versus compared to Attack on Titan.
oh yeah, I mean, that's next level. Yeah, but yo, you want to talk about this? this this season 4, was it season 4 of My Hero Academia that we were talking about? Is
Yeah,
that
I
the right
think it
number?
is.
I don't know. The most recent one with Lemillion, bro. The crazy thing was that I mean, surprise, surprise. I don't know. Maybe like right now it sounds like we're agreeing on a lot, but you know, a lot of times we do disagree on like how we view stuff and stuff like that, or like our reactions and stuff. But yo, like I literally like called you, got on the phone, cause you were like, oh, just wait. Like after I finished that season, cause I was going hype like crazy about the Lemillion thing. Then I got on the phone and called you. We literally had like the same reaction to the end of that season because, like as you were saying, like we both agreed, right, that Lemillion when they were on him, like especially at the end where he was coming in with that like super heart wrenching scene where he was fighting what's the bad guy's name again? The beak brain dude?
Yeah, yeah, I can't remember what you're talking about.
Bird brain? Yeah, that guy. He was the cold villain at that time. Like he was like, super scary. Like, and the mask was cool, the beak mask that he had and like all that kind of stuff. Like he just looked cool. Like you were like because of his power is broken, so like you were wondering like can anybody even touch him? Like literally touch him because he could eviscerate you. But anyway, and then Lemillion's like just going ham, like phasing in and out of stuff, going bop, like they're slugging, like. But then he starts, losing, and but he's taking one for the team. He's getting killed, but he's got that cape on him, like he's got some Superman type stuff going on. Like he's
Oh
caping
yeah.
for him, he's getting he's doing the hero stuff. There's all the epic music, the animation's crazy. It was like a tear jerking. One of my top scenes, definitely in My Hero, probably my favorite scene in My Hero. And one of my top scenes, like in anime, is super hype. But like we both agree, the internet, just like with Demon Slayer, the internet was going nuts towards the end of season 4. Like I just saw it trending, didn't see what was going on. I just saw like My Hero Academia season 4, people going nuts. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? So I looked at it. I was waiting for the dub, so I was a little behind. So I watched through. Bro, like what were you just saying with the dude in Demon Slayer where he killed him, but nah, not real. Like he hit him with a big attack, but nah, that wasn't nothing. Or like nah, that wasn't nothing. Like
Yeah.
keep moving the goalposts. That's what they did with that villain, and they did it in a dumb way because he was super. We both said like, yo, he was so cool. Like he was the best villain they had on there, as far as like being scary and stuff. Until he transformed into the like blob of darkness or whatever he was. Like some freak of nature thing. Yeah, where he just looked like like he could have been any other beast or whatever it is. But like, when that happened, he lost like all of his factor to me.
Oh yeah.
It's just like bro, like that, you should have kept him just like he was. Like he was awesome as he was. He was scary as he was. When you changed him into a huge beast, he became freaking generic because how many anime have done that?
Oh yeah.
How many have the bad guy transforms into even there's a huge ball of chaotic darkness, craziness, and the final form is like that, like every freaking time. That's why it was cool when Dragon Ball Z had Frieza transforming, and he got bigger and bigger, and then you thought he was gonna get bigger, but actually goes back small, you know. And he's got like the speed and quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like stuff like that. Like think outside the box. Freaking whatever your name is that makes My Hero Academia, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like you had something great. You pushed it too far. You moved the goalpost too far. Like, he had to have Deku be the one to save the day. But yeah, like Deku comes in there too. On top of that, yo, you agree with this too? That on top of that, he had the girl. And if Zay's listening, I'm sorry. This is my problem with Hunter x Hunter Chimera arc where Zay gonna kill me for this. But this is my problem. Like we're going. If you've seen Hunter x Hunter, we're going like has a super power up to beat the cat lady. After he went and trained to beat the dumb cat lady, the cat thing, right? After he went
Oh,
and trained to beat her, he still couldn't even touch her at all. And then he said, boom, he's huge. He got angry, he went Super Saiyan. He's got the tall hair, and he looks like 10 years older or whatever, 15 years older. And he's got, muscles and all that. Like, bro, what just happened? And it's like, oh yeah, I went to like my future self and like it's bopped you or whatever. Like, okay, how? I don't know what happened there. Whatever Zay will be like, is this an explanation? Okay, I'm sorry, Zay. But bro, like if you're gonna show us your future strength, then up until we see that point of strength in the anime or in the manga, everything else is whack. Now
yep.
everything else is whack. Now everything else is just beneath that. And what happened in freaking My Hero Academia? He got to go like use all of his strength or like a whole lot of it, flying around like a nut, with the green hair and all that. And like because of the like little girl on him, So we
Yeah.
saw what Deku looks like. This guy didn't know how to beat the villain the writer didn't know how to make him beat the villain other than to make him go to his future strength, what he will be like in the future, and bop him that way. Bro, yeah, it's hype for the moment, but I couldn't even be hype in that moment because I knew that now everything else is whack, is trash compared to that.
Oh
Yo,
yeah.
like, bro, like, yo, what? Yo, talk to some people, man. Yo, tell them, bro. Why are these guys thinking doing that kind of stuff, man? I don't get it.
Dude, the only thing that I can think of when you say that is it reminds me a lot of filler arcs with Bleach and Naruto. Remember,
Oh
after
yeah,
Soul Society, like he got the great part, he got his Bankai, but then during the filler, he like couldn't use his Bankai the whole time.
the belt art.
So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and then the same thing with Naruto was that during the filler after Sasuke, it was like he could use Rasengan, but Rasengan, like every villain was always like, nah, that really ain't it. Like Rasengan is trash. But then by the end, they would just get bought by Rasengan. So, so, so that's kind of what it reminds me of is where, he wants because I think he probably had a lot of criticisms that Naruto got early on by fanboys that just want everybody to be Goku. Is that they're like, nah, Deku ain't beat nobody. Because, I mean, dude, if you look back through My Hero, he really hadn't beaten the big fish in any arc. But, I mean, it was
Yeah,
good that way. Because, since he beats the big fish, then he's technically, you know what I'm saying? Like, technically, he should be one of the best heroes.
yeah,
Yeah. But they're just using the cop out that he had assistance from the little girl, so it didn't count. It wasn't really real. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
If he could beat him, when there were other heroes there that couldn't even beat him, like bro, that's a problem.
yeah.
Because he needs to be like top 5 hero automatic.
Another thing, How is Homeboy Lemillion alive? Yo, how, man?
I'm gonna call
How,
that one
Sway?
I'm gonna call that one character polls. So he probably, he's probably too popular to kill.
Yo, I'm glad, sort of, that he's alive, but it kind of nerfs that moment, man.
Bro, that's my same thought when I go back and watch Naruto, where I'm like, bro, Kiba, Neji, and them, they should have died. Like, they should have died when they were chasing after Sasuke. Their characters would have been so much better if they'd have died instead of getting the slow death. That was irrelevant in Shippuden.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, they were irrelevant, and then they died in the war, like, or Neji at least died in the war. I mean, but yeah, when he died in the war, I felt nothing.
Dude,
I
that's what
felt
I'm saying.
nothing. This man was already, like you said, he was already irrelevant. I felt nothing.
Bro, dude, I'm like dead serious. They had died at, like, I think even Rock Lee died, like, during that, like, after his fight with Kimimaro. Bro, they
Hmm.
had no relevance after that point. I think he should have just killed them off, but the editor or something probably was like, nah, they're too popular to keep them. But, bro, they definitely should have died.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and I'll say even like with One Piece, I gotta keep it fair, All right, Isaiah, I hope you made it this far before, going to the keyboard and killing me. But shout out my brother Zay. What's his channel? Fierce Aura, something like that on YouTube. He's been getting the views there. But anyway, um, on One Piece, the Doflamingo fight. We talked about this on the podcast. Like we talked about it on the podcast, but I will say with that one, he didn't jump to his future self or anything that stupid, but 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 he did the Gear 4, or him and Law basically like had to 2v1 this man. Law had to like like destroy him, but he could like actually re put his organs back together with his string power and all this craziness. And then, like, what I'm saying? Like, that was that was like just an example of a villain who would not die.
Yeah, like I told you, I was done with that character, man. Like,
And the bird cage and all that. The bird cage was the worst
bro,
atrocity.
I
I had to give Oda. Yeah, if Oda has an L, that's his L, man. That's his L.
yo,
Is the bird cage.
until you told me that part about the organs, I had already forgotten that part. But I remember, I was like, nah, man, that don't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, the organs is whatever, like superpower, stupid stuff, but the birdcage is unforgivable. It's only
Yo,
forgivable because it's like a huge like manga that he's done so much other good stuff that I'll let him take that one L, but like he's got enough W's, but yeah, like that's an L, man.
yeah, so yeah, if you would explain it to like for Wave and stuff that are watching, so the character, yeah, you should explain the bird cage.
Bro, okay, basically like I don't know how to make this long story short, but he was a villain that we've been looking to. He's been pulling the strings, pun, in the background for a long time, like a long time. And by the way, another addition to the like numbers and like the King, Queen, and Jack thing. You remember like to tell you how important he was. The guy that they're fighting right now in One Piece, Kaido. All his underlings have like card numbers, like King, Queen, Jack, and then the numbers. But then like the Joker was this guy, is the Flamingo. That's what they called him, Joker. So yeah, to tell you how much One Piece is interconnected takes for takes a long journey. But he had the string powers, which is what the pulling the string power joke meant. But yeah, basically after this long arc on this island trying to beat this dude, Luffy and like one of the other top like basically rookies had to go at him. Like had to like this man like kept coming back to life every time they thought they could kill him. They tried every trick in the book, and then like you know the whole rest of the like he had so many moving pieces in that story that he needed the fight to continue on past that with Luffy and Doflamingo, Luffy and the main boss. So in order to keep the other characters occupied, he made Doflamingo shoot up this huge string out of his body or out of his doppelganger, or like whatever. Like he made a clone of himself or something, and shot it up in the air. This huge string, and the string went around the entire island and formed a
Bro,
bird cage out of it,
bro,
and it turned
you gotta
into.
explain. Bro, I was gonna say you gotta explain this island was not like, a tiny island. This is like huge.
This
This
is
is a
like,
huge island, man.
yeah, this is like a massive island. Like, yeah, it's huge, and yeah, it shot up in the air, went all the way perfectly around the island to form what he called the bird cage, and the bird cage would shrink and basically like not only like kill people because it was so like sharp and strong, these strings, which somehow like you couldn't go between them either. but it shrunk and like as it shrunk he like basically gave a timer like it's evil villain, ha ha ha, if you don't defeat me in this time, all the my bird cage, all the houses and all the everything will be destroyed by my bird cage shrinking in, and they'll just slice through everything. And so like all the other characters had to save the civilians and work to beat this bird cage. And even Zoro, who's Luffy's right hand man, who literally like cut down Doflamingo's right hand man like he was a peon, like he was a freaking like weenie. This huge like Titan golem thing, like rock monster, huge crazy guy. This guy, who's like been training with the swords the whole time, could not cut even one of the strings of this huge bird cage. Could not slice through it with his swords. When he could cut, he learned how to cut like freaking diamonds and everything. Like he could cut anything. And so it was just ridiculous. It was a super stupid like Deus Ex Machina plot point thing, like this invention, which is the stupidest idea that Oda's ever had in his life. But somehow like regardless, like there are a lot of fire, like awesome things about that arc, but that was definitely not one of them. Yeah, that was bad.
Yo, until you mentioned the doppelganger, I had forgotten about that too. Like looking back, I feel like that arc, once you kind of know how it shakes out, it's better in a way, because like when you're watching it, you're just like, bro, this needs to end. Like, cause it was literally going on forever.
Yeah,
But
like
I
week
will
by week
say
it
that,
was terrible, like to just especially at the end. What are you saying?
oh yeah, but it's like I was gonna say that when you know it's over, it's not as bad. Like I can look back at that arc and appreciate some of the moving pieces, like when Usopp shot that thing and scared the girl, when he saved everybody. And I mean, I guess when you see that Sabo came in the arc, it's
Yeah.
cooler now versus when it happened. You're just like, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, like there's
So
a bunch of cool stuff, like Kyrios in that storyline with his wife and his daughter, Rebecca.
yeah,
You remember that, like
even
how
though
he turned
people
into a toy and he couldn't even like his dying wife like didn't even know who he was.
Yep. Or even the part where Frankie, like, I know people were talking about that fight, but Frankie's fight, that might be his best fight, because because his other fight in CP9 wasn't that great.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
definitely his best
I
fight.
feel, yeah, so I feel like that was a really good fight for him. Zoro's fight was kind of meh, as you mentioned, because I mean he just bought some guy that he didn't really have to try that hard to beat.
I would
So
say they added some cool characters too, like Bartolomeo was hilarious. You know, he was just like a super loopy fanboy. He was like a nut. And you'd be like peeing off the side of the battle ring and like and just like being a nut. Like he's freaking nuts. The Tuntadas, the little guys were hilarious. You
yeah,
know. I don't know how we got talking about One Piece, but this is like, this is what we do, so
yeah, I was gonna say that that arc in hindsight was good, but like sitting there and like week by week, chapter by chapter, it was getting annoying.
yeah, bro. Yeah, that's facts. Bro, what else have we been talking about forever that we wanted to talk about on the podcast, man?
Okay, what else has been shown? Oh, I guess we could talk about on the next gen of consoles.
The PS5 looks like Kaiba or
Like,
or like 1,000 things.
what I'm wondering is what is the next gen going to be known for? Because, okay, I mean, if we think about the PS2 era, that was kind of known for Grand Theft Auto 3 and Halo, and I guess you could say Melee. Like, those were like the three big games from that era.
Mm.
And then you look at the PS3 era, the biggest games that came from that was like Call of Duty. Like, I guess you could kind of say Wii Sports, but really Call of Duty just dominated to the point of
Oh
just
yeah.
craziness. And I guess you could say kind of like fighting games, came back into their stride, and Twitch became a thing. But really, Call of Duty just like took over. But yeah, this last gen, it was Fortnite, bro. Like for a while there, it was like 4 more years of Call of Duty. Well, then Overwatch came out and took it, and then Fortnite came out and took that thing and ran with it. So I'm like, what do we think could possibly take over, like, and be the big new thing?
Yeah, I would say like Fortnite wasn't even like that generation type thing. I would say like it kind of like especially since it was a mobile thing too and like all that, and especially since it was like just last year. Wasn't it just last
Bro, it
year?
was only last year. It,
I think so,
it might have
man.
been two. It might have been 2 years. No,
For real?
nah, it had to be at least 2 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I
Oh, you're
remember one
right,
of the
because
kids at
Switch
my
came out with Fortnite last year. You're right, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah, but even still, like, that the PS4 generation and Xbox One has been around since 2012. But anyway, it's been a while.
No,
But
that
yeah, I don't
was
really know what else you would say is the lasting thing
bro,
from this generation other than Fortnite.
dude. It's gonna be that, man. I mean, when people look back, that's what we're gonna remember is Fortnite. Like, because you look back at the 360 generation, bro, it was definitely Call of Duty. Oh, and I forgot the PS2 generation was also like Rock Band, and Guitar Hero,
Was that PS2
bro.
or
People
PS3?
don't. It started on PS2, but then kind of it carried over into PS3, kind of like Call of Duty, but it definitely died during the PS3 era as well.
Yeah. Um.
Because Dance Dance Revolution was also super early PS2 era.
Yeah. Does the Wii era just suck now, man?
Bro, that era was trash.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody that acts like it's like even like game journalists and stuff like still act like it was a legendary awesome era. I'm like, bro, no, it was not.
Oh, that reminds me on the Nintendo page that I'm on for IGN. They're like making memes. Like this person made a thing of like it was like you're awesome, you're awesome, you're awesome, you're bad, you're awesome, and it had you're awesome to all the Nintendo consoles. No, it had like it prints money, yeah, and then it had the Wii U, and it was like oh you're bad, and then the rest was good. I was like, bro, y'all don't remember that the GameCube and 64 eras, bro, they were getting bopped big time by PlayStation. Like, people remember it for Smash Bros and all that, but dude, they got bopped real hard, especially the GameCube. It got bopped real bad.
Yeah,
And
and
then the
people weren't
Wii,
like really.
technically,
Go ahead.
bro, you would get made. I was gonna say you would get made fun of hardcore if you had a GameCube.
Bro, I got
And
made
now
fun of
it's
for
like,
having
nah.
one.
I know, same here.
I had the purple GameCube, bro. I had a freaking purple cube.
Yeah.
And people were like, what? You got the GameCube? Like, PlayStation is where it's at, da 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 da. But,
Yeah.
like, my brother had PlayStation anyway, but I'll just say, like, yeah, like, people act like now, like, they were all, everybody and their mother played the GameCube, but no, you did not. Stop. This cap, man.
Yep, that console definitely did so bad, man. Like, I remember the Wii era was so bad that I actually bought a 360 when I really hadn't bought any other like consoles. But I just knew the Wii just had no good games outside of like Smash Bros. And the games we were playing all the time.
Yeah, like, it just, bro, imagine, like, that was when we were in college, was the Wii era. But imagine if we had the Switch in the college, like when we were in college, bro.
Yeah, man, we would have found other people that had it too, and we could have played more.
That's what I'm saying. We would have went crazy.
Yeah, like there's just way more games now than that era. Way more.
But yeah. Where were we going with this?
Now, I was saying, what do we think is going to be the big game for
Oh yeah.
like the next generation? Like, do we think that Fortnite will have 4 more years of reign, or do we think there's some genre that's untapped or that hasn't been made yet that could take it over?
Bro, it was definitely a paradigm shift. They definitely like made everybody like look at Ninjala. Like, they tried to take Splatoon and then make it like Fortnite.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, they definitely like changed how everybody's thinking about games, which is good and bad. Good because everybody would get to play everything for free. Bad because, well, there won't be as much content up front.
Oh, that's for sure.
And
Yeah,
like,
that's what makes me wonder about Pokemon Unite, because like Wade was talking about that, and that got me thinking: do we think that game, like, I'm pretty sure that game will be 60. Like, it doesn't seem like it would be free to me.
that's a good question. Actually, it's a toss up because the MOBAs are usually free, but you just like got to pay for the characters and like all that stuff. And I would say an old Nintendo they would never do that, but this Nintendo, this Nintendo sees the money, man.
Yep. And I mean, it's technically Game Freak.
That's right. Yeah. Well, no, it's not Game Freak. I don't think because like it's the Pokemon Company. Because I think those are still separate things. You
Oh,
know?
that's nuts.
Yeah, because I think Game Freak just happens to make all the Pokemon, like the games, or maybe they own the first 150. So maybe it is Game Freak, like signing off on it, but it's like just Tencent is the ones actually making it, which is actually whatever. Not it's one of the companies that Tencent owns or whatever is making it. But anyway, basically it's just gonna be like a mobile game. So yeah, I think it's gonna be free. I guess that's where I'd be leaning. But yo, tell
Yeah.
people, dude, let's explain to people why that game is gonna be fire, man.
All right. The reason why MOBAs are cool, and this one looks like it's gonna be cool. So, you got 5 characters, or 5. What do you call it? Yeah, there's like 5 people out
Heroes.
on the. Yeah, 5 heroes, and so there's usually gonna be one character that is gonna like be a tank. One character is gonna be a healer or a support, and by a healer or a support, I mean this character. Their job maybe to like buff the character that's really good at killing, or maybe it'll be to heal the person that's good at killing, or that character might just be good at slowing down the other team or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got that. You got a mage, and a mage is usually like the big picture guy. So maybe he can attack everybody on the other team. Maybe he's really good at like slowing down the other team with moves and like kind of keeping the other team at bay. And then your final person, I like to call the the character that is needed. He does what's needed. That's normally what you want as a 5th guy. So that could be like a warrior to help take the pressure away from the I guess you could say the main killer. You could have an extra tank whose job is to like that you could like maybe just follow around the other guy, or just like a flex guy. So that's what you want to have. And so with this game, Pokemon, it looks like, they already have like a lot of characters, because normally that's what makes these games cool is you got a lot of characters that do different things that look cool and say crazy stuff. But Pokemon already has that. So I'm thinking the game's going to be really good because, you got all these characters already stacked and they just got a ton on deck as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and they have like their own little take on it. Like the fighting arena looks like a Pokeball, and it's a fun game, like typical online type stuff where where you could team up with your friends and stuff. Of course, you're gonna get mad at your friends and mad at the opponent sometimes, and rage, but that's part of the fun. It's like getting into the competitive spirit of things, but also like Trey said with the designs, like they like usually you just like level up and you can tell like it'll say like different levels you're on, but now like you can see it visually, at least with some of the Pokemon there, like actually evolve when you level up, which would be cool. You can see like, oh, that guy's not just a Charmander, he's a Charizard, so I better stay away from him for a minute. And like what I'm saying, like you can just tell that on the rip there. I saw one cool thing already, which is like Snorlax was being like a shield. Like he literally had like a shield, and he was like the tank, of course. He's Snorlax, and he was in front of Pikachu. Pikachu was like attacking from behind him, with the thunderbolts and stuff. And I was like, "Yep, that looks pretty sweet." And anyway, that game's gonna be hype, and I'm just mad about people down on it. But bro, I know there's like 10,000 things we were going to talk about on this podcast, and we were going to wait on Andres to talk about some of the real stuff, but you want to do it anyway?
Yeah, we can.
I didn't know where to start.
Okay, so I guess we got the whole Corona stuff going on. And my thoughts, I just wish that, because I don't really know what I think. You got a ton of people that are like, it's a ploy of the government, which I'm just like, bruh. You got a ton of people.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got a ton of people that are like, they're saying we shouldn't wear masks. A ton of people are saying that we should wear masks. So I just think it's like, to me, I would have never thought that we'd go through something like this in America. What's good, America? But I think it's like interesting that a lot of people don't really care about their fellow man as much as they just care about themselves. Like, the mask might be inconveniencing them, but they don't want to wear it or whatever. And I don't know.
Yeah, to use a Pokemon Unite mentality too, with like how they downvoted like all the videos that even mention that, or even Last of Us 2. I know that's happening to that too. Like, like a lot of people just do or say whatever the people around them are doing or saying, like their own tribe and stuff. And like now we have like internet tribes and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's how a lot of people are thinking about this. And it's just dangerous to think like that instead of just like learning how to think critically. And like you got to, like, now it's like quite obvious to me that you got to like take the news, and you can't just like look at the headline and believe whatever the headline says. You actually got to like read the story, and then you got to go and read the story from a different news outlet and see like what the actual truth is. You know what I'm saying? You might even need to pull a third one. If we're talking about CNN and Fox, you got to look at CNN, Fox, and then a third party and see where the truth is at, somewhere in the midst of there. Because news is just like it's a business. At the end of the day, so they want to buy you into like being a supporter of whatever they're about. And so once they learn like where their target audience is and how they think, they're going to appeal to the way they think. And you can do that with even somebody getting shot, or like like we're having all those stories about Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff. You can even spin those stories 1,000 different ways, of course, but even like you can tell like any story any number of ways.
Oh
And sometimes it's not so subtle. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's like super obvious, like with the riots. Like some people call them, like, oh, look at these riots everywhere. They're burning on the like that story we heard. But there was one that like I actually was talking to Trey on the Facebook DMs, and I was like, yo, look at this, and they burned down the Wendy's or something. Was it the Wendy's one, or was it a different one? Anyway, like there's one building that had been burned down, right? And that
yeah.
wasn't even related to the actual. Like most of the people obviously weren't doing that, and there's like only like one or two people in it. Yeah, it was a white person, but but you went to like Fox's website. First image you see, and images tell the story, already for you, what you're thinking. All you see is like the Wendy's lit up on fire like crazy, like burning, engulfed, like this craziness. And then like you get to the actual story. So before you actually read the story, your mind is already thinking, yo, what is this chaos? And then you go to the CNN website, and it's like, just the people out there like with the signs or whatever. And then, or like, and they just say like there's a protest going on. Oh yeah, and a building happened to get burnt. Or like whatever. Like that's just an example, like how people tell the stories. Like you can talk about something without actually addressing the important. What you can miss. What's that expression? You can miss the forest for the trees,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like that happens all the time, like where people talk past each other on purpose. Like, because the news talks past the other news on purpose. Like, one side doesn't want to address the fact that black lives actually do matter. And the way they do that are like, no, all lives matter. Or like, why are you trying to say we hate you? We don't hate you. Look, I have a black friend. I adopted a black boy from Africa and all this stuff. Or like, whatever. Like, I'm not racist. I just won't let my child marry anyone of the other color. Which I've actually heard. But but like they will actually acknowledge the actual effort going on. Look, you're just rioting. You just want to burn down our towns. What are you doing? The police, help, please, somebody. These guys are getting out of hand. Like, like they're just like they're a bunch of thugs. Look at the thuggery out there. The criminalization. Look, they just want to wear masks because they're like bandanas because they're thugs. They just go. You know what I'm saying? They just like talk about anything. Yo, what are you doing? The Black Lives Matter stands for all the wrong principles. Look at this organization, not acknowledging the fact that the organization is different than the actual words and the thing that the organization is separate from. That big people are being killed. But at the same time, the other side's like, yo, y'all won't listen to us. Black power. We F the white people, F the police, and all that. Just delete the police. See a cop on the street, yeah, I'm gonna kill him, da 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 da. Crazy, going the other way too far. And those are the type of people that are getting the news stories, and that's the way. Look at this cop. Look, all cops are evil, and they're just terrible, and all this kind of stuff. And so that's the way they just talk past each other, is by doing the same thing you would do with your ex-girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna talk about the good qualities of her. You're gonna talk about that time where she, did you wrong. You're not gonna see
where she put essential oils in your drink.
where she made you drink an essential oil. A cup full of essential oils and told you it'll make you better. Those home remedies tasted like poison.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
funny.
Yeah, you're not gonna talk about there's a thing which is appropriate. Okay, I'm gonna get on my I'm gonna get behind the podium for a second and say there's a story that everybody knows, even if you're not Christian or whatever. There's a story that everybody knows called the Good Samaritan. We even use that word, Good Samaritan. But it's an oxymoron, Good Samaritan is an oxymoron because everybody hated the Samaritans. They hated that ethnicity of people because of what happened. The Jews, the one that Jesus was telling the story to, hated those people because of what had happened in the past, where this kingdom split and they mixed up with the Assyrians and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, it's a long history. They just hated them and they're terrible. But the story is that this dude who's got robbed, beat up, is laying left for dead on the street, and all the religious people. The people who are supposed to be good pass by him, right? The priest, you expect them to come by and help him. He doesn't help him. The Levite, he's basically like a priest. The holy tribe, he doesn't help him. But it's a Samaritan person, and he helps him. Helps him fix up and get takes him to get cared of and all that kind of stuff. And so when Jesus ends the parable, he's like, so who was the neighbor, And, the guy can't even bring himself to say it was the Samaritan. He can't even say it, He's just the one who helped him. He can't even say the word, it was the Samaritan. Just like people won't even acknowledge, it's easier to demonize the people who are different than you, than to walk in their shoes and, empathize with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my sermon.
Yeah, one thing I learned too.
Hang on. All right, now we're good. What's up?
Yep, I accidentally hit the button on my ear because I'm wearing the Beat headphones, so it automatically hangs up if I hit the button.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, I was reading this book this one time. It was talking about how paradoxes can be true, I was saying that absence makes the heart grow fond is true, but also yeah, what was the paradox of that one? Oh yeah, out of sight, out of mind. So it was kind of saying that, both of those sayings, they kind of sound like they contradict, but both of them can kind of be true. And I've learned that a lot of times with people, there can be a paradox where they kind of fear the things that they don't know, and they hate the things over there they don't know. But at the same time, people can like almost like idolize and love the things that they don't know, and hate the things that they see. Kind of like how, Jesus also said, "How can you love God in heaven if you don't love the people that are down here?" So it's kind of like this paradox where it's kind of like they're both true, but it's kind of like they sound like they go against each other. Like you can't really love God if you don't love people of other, ethnicities,
Uh,
colors or races, even because if they're right here and you can't love them, and even like a lot of people, like you said, the white person that burned down the Wendy's, I'm like, yo, you're hating your own people, like just because you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't like I don't think that liking they shouldn't be as a lot of times they're trying to like make it where old white people should be ashamed that they're old and they're white. It's like, bro, it's like you can't be ashamed just because of that. Like everyone wants to take pride in something. Like you should be proud of who you are, but that doesn't mean that you should hate somebody else just because they are. So if you're white, you shouldn't hate other white people because they're white, or if you're black, you shouldn't hate other black people because they're black, or because they're doing quote unquote stereotypical things of your people. I guess
yeah,
it's kind of like because a lot of times it's seeming like it's where kind of like with family where people are like, oh, you can like you can't do this to my family, but I can do this to my family. So it's kind of like one of those things. And so I guess that's one of the things that I see too is that I'm like, if everybody could kind of, I don't want to use the Rocky Four. If I could change, if you can change, we all can change. Right. But, it's like, the way I look at it, I'm like, okay, first, I got to start with me. This is what Jesus said. You got to take the speck out of your own eye before, no, you got to take the log out of your own eye before you can take the speck out of someone else's eye. And so, first,
big
I'm like,
facts.
okay, I got to start with me. But the problem is that we're getting a lot of people that are like, you start with you and let me start with me. Or they want to be, I'm going to start with you. Don't worry about me. And so we,
Yeah, man.
and so we got a lot of that where we got people that, because ultimately, you know, people are saying, hey, don't, it's like, it's tough because even if the person telling you got a speck in your eye, you could be like, yo, you got this log in your eye. That doesn't mean that you don't still have a speck in your eye. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, you can still work on it, even if you don't want to hear it, even if they can have no eyes and tell you got a speck in your eye. It's like, bro, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you still got a speck in your eye, man.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think,
Bro, go
uh,
ahead.
we're gonna, I was gonna say the way I look at it too is, is when, if you look at any great sports player, any great, video game player, anybody, sometimes, they could get some advice, quote unquote advice from the Stream Monsters, from the Backstreet Drivers, but, you could be like, yo, who are you to say this? Well, just because they can't do it, and just because that doesn't mean that they can't see something that you can't see, you know. And so I think that's
Yeah.
part of being a good servant is being able to take advice, being able to be coachable. And like, if everybody in this nation could do that from all sides, then we could have less problems. If it's like, yo, you should change, but yo, here's what I'm doing to show that I'm changing.
That's facts, man. Bro. And I mean, like, it's just like we've been, like you said, like we've been saying, like, work on yourself and also, um, like more so than like just posting online and stuff. Like the people that you actually might be able to change their minds or like affect them or like and not just change their minds or affect them, but also learn from them is the people that you surround yourself with, like your family, of course, and then like the other people that you choose to have in your life. Like make friends that aren't just like all look and act and think just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big part of it, and that will like change your perspective. That will but like it's changed my perspective, and I'm saying like, yo, Trey, how many times do we talk about? Oh, hang on just a second, bro. Yo, you hear me good?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know where we left off. Dang, where the heck did we leave off, bro? I was talking about making friends that are different than you, and I was gonna say, like, bro, how many times have me and you like disagreed about some kind of stuff, like relating to the political stuff, relating to our worldviews or beliefs and things, and like talked it out and like talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like, bro, it takes people. Like, bro, I don't know how much information I want to put out there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like it takes people in positions of like high positions or positions of authority or influence, either in their families or in their friends or even in society, that might think differently than the tribe that they're surrounded by, to say something and to talk, create conversation. It takes some people, and like I've done this recently myself, and like bro, I know some people are worried about like, are they gonna get like attacked? Are they gonna feel isolated and stuff like that? Like, yeah, I felt like that, man. Like sometimes you just gotta, man. Like that may be a patriarchal term or like offensive term, but sometimes you gotta man up. Sometimes you gotta like just do it because and of course in my belief, when God tells you to do something or you gotta do it, and sometimes you might not do it the right way, but that's all right. But at least you're doing something. And like you're not gonna. Another thing is too, you're not gonna fix everything yourself. You just do what you can. You know what I'm saying? And like the other thing is like it doesn't help. Like when people are taking shots at another tribe that they don't belong to, or another like community that they don't belong to, and it does nothing. That's just another enemy taking shots. You know what I'm saying? But like where like somebody in their own community starts talking and creating a conversation, saying something, doing something, then they're like, oh yeah, this person has been around, this person has been my friend, this person's done stuff for me, cares about me, so maybe I should listen and consider them, like that, because I know who they are as a person. I know they're not just trying to take shots at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like what I always think of is how like Jesus said that a prophet isn't welcome in his own hometown. I'm pretty sure I said that badly, but you get the gist of it. I think it's tough, but also when it's someone that it's kind of like, people be like, oh, what do you know? You're just, this,
Yeah, that's facts. Like, yo, every prophet got killed, bro.
Yeah.
Every prophet got killed.
Yep.
Even in today's time, bro, what happened to Martin Luther King, bro? What happened to Abraham Lincoln, bro?
Yep.
They all got shot. Like, I mean, like, yeah, it's a big price to pay. You might not get shot, but you can get shot mentally or emotionally too. Like all that.
And the thing too is that if you think about it, all these people were pretty much talking about peace, and so people were like, "Nah, we don't want peace. Peace ain't the answer to everything." And they say that peace isn't the answer so much they want to kill you. Right? The irony there.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I'm going in with, we're both going in with the Bible examples, but it's like Stephen,
Yeah.
like Stephen was telling them, he literally like word for word told them that y'all have killed like all the prophets, y'all killed Jesus, and like then they're like, shut up, and they like, like instead of that they just like kill him and they kill another one, they kill Stephen again. And he's like, forgive them. He did the same thing Jesus said, like, forgive them. God, they don't know what they're doing. Like, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing. Like, bro, when did the big change happen in the laws? It was after, like, was it the Civil Rights Act or whatever? Like, the big one that passed was right after Martin Luther King died. It wasn't until he died that people were like, oh, snap,
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
there's something about somebody dying that gets the message across, where people don't want to listen to you until you're dead, right?
Bro,
Whatever it is.
yeah, even here, bro. Sorry, it just reminded me. Even here, bro. I know some people that were like anti-mask people are like, yo, like I don't care. Like there's a bunch of Democrat crazies doing that. And then guess what happened, bro?
Huh.
This dude's mom died from coronavirus, and now their family's all about doing the mask, doing, what I'm saying, being safe and doing all the stuff they need to do. You know?
Oh yeah, dude, I know, man.
That's not saying like, of course, that we want everybody to die, but I'm just saying like, yo, the point is like it takes some sacrifice of your own like clout or like like a lot of people are like, I just wanted to go back to normal, bro. Maybe like things getting stirred up is a good thing sometimes, like because something uh, good can come from it. Like let's go back to video games for a second and say the Smash Bros community. I was talking, me and you were DMing about earlier.
Yep.
Like coming out with all those allegations and stuff, bro. That wouldn't have happened if it was like still like tournaments and stuff were going on. Then people wouldn't have felt like they could come out with those stuff, like the stuff about big community members. Because
Oh
they're
yeah.
like, like the tournaments aren't going on right now, so now people are, opening up and doing that stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's like always a good time for change when like that's another thing about change is that change is always going to be tough because what's natural for anybody, you can take a dog. Yep, I just got a new dog. A dog or any human or anything. It's like natural and easy to do what's wrong or like something that you've already been doing. Like, it's tougher to go to school than it is to sit home and do nothing. It's tougher to play this new game than it is to go back and play a game that maybe you played for 10 years.
Yeah,
It's, any type of change, like, especially when it's a change that, is outside of your comfort zone, is going to be tougher.
yeah,
If it's easy, there's probably tells you that, there's a reason why. So it's like, so even when I look back at like the segregation days, like people think that all the white people were bad, but a lot of them, they probably weren't bad. It was just that, hey, it's like, hey, I can see what's going on, but hey, it's not really affecting me.
Right.
And I don't want to change. So yeah, I feel bad for you, but it is what it is. But it's kind of like how a lot of us are, like kids in Africa, or like I don't know, people in China. Yeah, bad. They're those shoes for Nike, but it is what it is. Or we might say there's Mexicans that they might not be documented, and they're working like in the orange field or the tobacco field. I'd be like, it's bad, but it is what it is. You know, versus
Yeah.
actually doing something about it.
Yeah, and another thing is too, bro, that like there's an imbalance of justice and mercy, or like justice and grace, you know what I'm saying? Like where
Yeah.
like one side's like, yo, we want justice. Like we want you to listen up to the problems going on and all that kind of stuff. And the other side's like, yo, just like let's move on. Like forgive us. Like let's forgive each other. Let's move on. Let's have unity. Move on. Like we all love each other. Nothing wrong. And when you have that problem, it's like the people who want justice, like when they do get some of the people on the other side that want to say something or help them out, like or like try and speak up, they're like, nah, you're not doing it right. You're not doing enough. Nah, you're not even, like you said the wrong thing. You said something offensive. Nah, man, you getting canceled too. You getting like destroyed too. Like, bro, that person, like, you need to have some grace for that person trying to do something just. Like, you can guide them along, like say, oh yeah, here's something you missed, or like, whatever, thank you for, your efforts. Because people, like, obviously, like, it's a lot to do with ignorance. But then on the other side of things, the people who want everything to be good and like just move on and forget that this Black Lives Matter stuff and like all the other stuff like ever happened, they want unity and peace without justice, which is not possible. Which is why we had a problem. So, you can't get the unity. You can't have a good marriage or even a good friendship, like a real friendship, unless you actually are 100 with each other and actually like respect each other and like like love each other and all that stuff. Like you can't miss out on that part. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't skip the step C when you're on step A. You can't skip step B to like actually. You can't skip the justice part. You can do the unity and the like the reconciliation, after you do what's right and ask for forgiveness and like change. But then, like I said, like so it's like an imbalance. Like the other side wants them to um, do the impossible and just know everything all of a sudden, and like change their lives like on a flip of a dime, and like restructure the whole entire United States and like everything. Like, bro, no, you got like it takes time. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
And
saying? Those things need to be held together, not apart. Like, there's no forgiveness today. Like, people could have done something 10 years ago. They might even serve jail time for it already, but people won't forgive them for it.
yeah, one thing that I was thinking too, I was like, okay, for example, I go to the gym, and one thing is that one of the main reasons that people don't want to go to the gym is because they say they don't know what they're doing. So just like and so the thing is, I was going, and there's this dude, he was kind of fat and he didn't know what he was doing, and there were like some other people over there that were like kind of laughing at him and looking at him because he didn't know what he was doing, and I'm like, bro, like obviously he knows he's not in the best shape, but that's why he's here. So like, so like what you're saying is like, it's like, so what do you want? You want him to just like not go? Like, yeah, he knows he's not doing it, and so it's like, okay, like obviously he doesn't know how to work out. Well, that's part of the reason why he's not in shape, and then he's not going because if his fears are if he does go, y'all are gonna laugh at him. And so
Yep.
when I'm thinking like Drew Brees, to me that was the dumbest non-controversy because Drew Brees was talking from a perspective that hey, I gotta do more, you know. So he was trying to talk and was trying to admit, I don't know everything about it. What he's pretty much saying, and people were gonna get mad at him for, what he said. Well, it's like, bro, he's already coming at his knees saying, yo, I'm ignorant of this situation.
Yeah.
What can I do? And people are gonna yell at him, and I'm like, bro, like, come on, man, like. If he didn't say anything, y'all would be looking at him and saying, hey, he didn't say anything. He doesn't care. So
Yeah.
it's almost come to the point where it's like, the old saying, better to like say nothing and be assumed a fool than to say something and remove all doubt. Well, I'm like, bro, like
Yeah.
you can't get canceled if you just don't say anything because for the longest time, people were mad at Michael Jordan because he would never speak out on social issues. He
Yeah.
famously said that Republicans buy shoes too. But I'm like, bro, because he said nothing, everybody likes Michael Jordan. You know, which is not, which is not necessarily the best thing to have. You don't want to
Yeah.
just, not say anything. But
Yeah.
based on what everyone's doing, no matter what you say, they're gonna twist it. They're gonna like speak their opinion on how you said it, on why you said it. Did you say it well enough? Did you say enough of this? Did you emphasize this point enough? Did you not emphasize this point? And then, like you were saying, people have no forgiveness. I'll never forget that my counselor, or not my counselor, but my psychologist, or not my psychologist, but my psychiatry professor. There we go. He told us that there was this woman and this man. They were married. They were like in their 80s, and then I guess somehow the husband found a letter from like one of her old boyfriends that she said that she had never slept with or something.
Mm.
But apparently from the letter, he found out that they did have sex together. And so he
Dang.
filed for a divorce. And so he filed for a divorce. So it's
Mm.
like, bro. So it's like, you know, you see that and you're just like, okay. He obviously, you can see both sides of it where he's like, yo, this
Yeah.
person that I was married to, lied to me for all these, had this lie for me all these years. But you can also see her side of it where it's like, yo, he obviously did because he knew how he would react, man. You know?
Yeah.
So I just, whenever I heard that, and then our counselor, not my counselor, but the professor asked us what we thought about it. And so now I'm looking at these now that are having this no forgiveness period where it's like, bro, you could either, I mean, I guess you could say that he was living a lie. I guess that's why he'd be mad. But it's like,
Yeah.
bro, obviously she's the same girl. Obviously, like, regardless,
Yeah.
y'all been married like 60 plus years or whatever. To
Yeah.
file for a divorce then, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
And so, I'm like, to me, I'm like, I would never idolize like anybody like that because everybody's got stuff where they could be better. They could, your idol. Oh man, what's that one saying they say that you grow up to see your idols and then you realize they're human.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm like, yo, so I would never put anybody on a pedestal. So because when you don't, if you come with the assumption that this actor, this singer, this this pastor, yep, not shots fired, but anybody is like they're perfect,
Yeah.
then bro, you're always setting yourself up, and you're almost like more mad at yourself when they fall. You're almost more mad at yourself because they fell than you are at them.
Yeah.
And, I look at like the Smash Bros. That girl. I don't want to make sure I carefully word what I say, but I look at that. The one of the girls that was accused of Smash Bros. Of sleeping with a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, the one thing that they don't say is, even though, like, in a situation like that, like, he could have been the aggressor. Like, I didn't read the whole, but even though you're her, even though, because you have stories where people will say, "Oh, this person like led me to it." Like, that's why if you're her, you just can't, like, you just got to set yourself up for success. So I'm not hanging out with a 14-year-old. I'm not going to a party with a 14-year-old. I'm not drinking
No,
around
that's
a
facts.
14-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah.
certain, there's certain things that you can do to set yourself up for success. If you're an alcoholic and you're trying to refrain, it's not smart to be hanging out with your old friends, your old buddies, your old drinking spot. Like, you're not setting yourself up for success. Like,
Yeah.
if you know you drink, everybody else is there, bro. It's not smart to be hanging out with a 14-year-old, regardless of, like, I don't know the story what happened, so I can't say. But
You
you
better
know,
preach.
you know what I'm saying? Like, because people were acting like a 14-year-old doesn't know. Like, I don't know his case. I can't speak for him, but most 14-year-olds are pretty much sexually aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
this
with
particular
him,
kid, I was just
what
gonna
I'm
say this
saying?
particular kid at that time looked like a 10-year-old, bro. He's like super tiny. Bro, you would think he's a fifth grader from the way he looked. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
but
was like extra bad. But yeah, go ahead.
I was still saying that um, you don't know, like, how he talked. He might have been like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool. You can say this around me because I'm X. Nah, it's all good." Because
right.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story that happened to me while I was at my job, and I can't name names. Um, so it was like the end of the year, and there's these two girls that are like in the fifth grade. They go into sixth grade, and so I'm like, oh yeah. So it was during the camp, and they want to talk to me, and they're talking to me about like TV shows. So we're talking about TV shows, and they're like, oh yeah, I like Riverdale, and I was like, oh yeah, I've watched that show too. That show. Any of y'all seen it? It's like murder mysteries and stuff. So then
Yeah,
they're like, oh, who's your favorite character? And I was like, oh yeah, I think this character's cool, but this character's not. And then I was gonna say something, but I remembered it was like, it was like a sex scene in that show. So it wasn't, if anyone's seen that show, it's not like a Game of Thrones sex scene we're talking here. It's like what, like one of those ones where they're making out and they might, take someone's shirt off and then it cuts away, so it's like an implied sex scene.
yeah,
So but I remembered that it was like something that happened then, so I just kind of like cut myself off. Like, it was like, oh boy. And then they're like, oh, you talking about where they had sex? And I was just like, oh. And they're like, oh no, it's cool. You can talk about it. We're cool. We already know about that stuff. Yeah, we watch rated R movies and all this all the time. You know, for me, I'm like, nah, we ain't talking about that period. I was like, change the subject. I was
yeah,
like, nah, we ain't, so what I'm saying is that I don't know those guys' situation, but you know, for me, I'm like, I'm putting myself in success. So I'm not going to talk to any kid 15, 14, 17. Really, I'm not going to be talking to like any kid 19, 20, period, because, yep, 30. That age seems like a kid to me too. But, I'm not
yeah.
going to be talking to them. I'm not going to be talking to them about, any type of stuff like that, because I'm going to set myself up for success. Because the worst thing that can happen, like, I don't know their situation, is that he could have like been with the gang that kind of like they could have been talking like sex jokes or inappropriate jokes or like people do, and then he could have made it seem like it was cool. Well, ultimately, I'm like, bro, like, I don't care if he says that he's seen every single R-rated movie in the world. I ain't talking to
Yeah,
the man, boy or girl, about that type of stuff.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You just gotta be smart.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're like, a counselor or you're like a youth pastor or something, or a teacher, and one of your students is coming up to you and is talking to you, about like their experiences with it or something, then if they're talking about it with like them with an adult, then like we say in the counseling profession, that's like an immediate report, like ASAP, like nah, like we talking. But if they're talking about like maybe they're having like a sexual encounter with another like student or someone, then you can like kind of talk to them in that way about what they're doing. Like, okay, like are you being smart? Like, what are you doing? Like that. To me, those are like the only times you should be talking to like an underage person about any type of stuff like that.
No, that's facts.
Because
Oh, that's
any other time, no matter what you say, whether it was they initiated it, they did this, nah, you're guilty. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do you have editing power? Because I might have to tell another story, but I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I might just tell you later, bro.
Yeah. You might tell me
I
later.
might tell you later, man.
Unless you keep it vague enough,
Yeah.
but
No, I don't tell you.
what's up? So
That's I
what's up?
don't know if I can keep it too vague.
Yeah. I was gonna say, bro, even not trying to circle back around too much, but I'm just gonna say that I don't know if I want to say it. Yo, even like even to speak up on this point for a second, me and you kind of keep our Twitter / YouTube personas a little like separated, because like we do like cares like care about having like actual relationships with people, like actual um how people can look at what you do online or what you say online and automatically get an image of you, even if it's not true, or automatically think a type of way about you, and then like you don't get to have the same conversations, that you may not get to have the same conversations, or it may like blow up on you, or like in our particular cases, we have people in our jobs and like confidential things that we just can't talk about,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like even that is like, like even that should show you like how to carry yourself online. It's not to use your profile, like your internet, to be like your only like sounding board for how you address your situations, but have those like real like actual relationships like we were talking about earlier. But I will say one thing. I'll say one thing, which is when have been I've been vocal in doing some things in my own situation, you know.
Yep.
Some people got upset with me, but dude, guess what? I didn't say like they suck. I said that to you, in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said
Yep.
that to you to just vent and stuff, but like in my actual like circle of people, I found out like if anybody in my line of work like was bothered. I knew some people were bothered, but I found out who it was. I called them and we talked about it. And then when their parent died, I went over to their house and I brought them food, and we prayed together and we talked together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like you don't just fire off at people, or you don't just like say something with these kind of touchy subjects without like actually maintaining a relationship. And like, it means more when you do that, you know?
Yep.
Like, I'm just trying to use, like, without saying all the details of things, I'm just trying to use, like, personal examples to show the young bucks, you know what I'm saying? The young bucks out there, the real life application, like real life examples here. Because that's hard to do, Most people don't want to actually talk to people. Like, if you get mad at somebody, you don't want to talk to them. They give them the cold shoulder. Or if you know that they're mad at them, you like want to avoid them and stuff. I even know some people that do the same thing that I do, or the same thing that Trey does, that will avoid those people. You know what I'm saying? Just move on
Oh
and
yeah.
like talk to the other people instead. But that's not what I believe in, and it's not like a way to change the world. Yeah. Another thing I'd say is have some kids. I got a lot of kids. Go have some kids. You can change them. Whether you can teach them and do more through them than you can do anything in any other way.
Yep. Speaking of having kids, speaking of the hobbits, yep, I might be talking to somebody online. Yep.
Yeah.
Not
What?
speaking of kids, but I'm talking about future kids, man.
Nah, man. This is news to me. You gonna bring that up right now? Brand
It's
new?
like,
Yo, this is like when they dropped the exclusive.
yep. Well, it just happened today, literally. So, yep.
Yo, like for real?
Yep. I mean, I don't know what to do because I mean, we just started talking.
I mean, I was gonna ask you some questions, but I don't know what to ask without like on the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, she seems cool. I mean, but yeah, we've only talked like back and forth like a couple times. Yep. I don't
You
really know
met
much about her. I
online?
just know she's a teacher. Yep. Yep. I
Local?
don't know she's. Well, Well, I don't want to put her business out there, but let's just say, if Al was here, he would say, "Riley." Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right,
I don't really
well,
know.
looks like we're changing from the other subject to a Trey girl story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, man. It's tough because I couldn't find her. I mean, yeah, normally I like do my scout work, but I couldn't. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, maybe just like we were saying, maybe she's trying to keep that online profile, clean or low key, and just
No, I'm just saying she has a generic name, so it's tough to find her.
oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like normally you can you kind of find what I'm saying. Her name is generic, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to find her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah, we might have to end the podcast right here real quick for people. Yeah,
Yeah, we
in
could do
other
that.
words, I had some stuff I wanted to say.
All right, yeah, we'll talk on the phone. Yo, yeah, sorry guys, but that's the end of it. Although we've been going for like 2 hours, so you're good.
Yep.
That's plenty of material right there. That's enough. You got in one episode, we like literally talked high praise on the game that everybody was down on. We literally talked down on all the things that everybody was praising for the anime. And then we talked about all the other hot button issues, or at least like several of them. I guess we really didn't say. Well, you can kind of like get our stances on those things. like throughout what we said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we didn't exactly say where we stand on certain things. But you know, yeah, you can get it. It's there, I think. But anyway, yo, where can they hit you up, Trey? Where can they find you at, bro?
Yo, yeah, you can find me at Rono Trey 15 on Twitter. Yep. I can find me on TK Trey on Switch. And yep, I can catch me chilling like a villain maybe.
Hey, yeah, you can find me at Kings Hockey. It's actually Kings_Hockey on Twitter. That's where you can find the YouTube channel, bro. Is it? Yeah, I think it's Kings Hockey. It's a YouTube channel. I gotta check, bro. It's been that long, man. It's been that long, man. That's crazy. Yeah, it's Kings and then the space and then hockey on YouTube, and you'll find it there. All the other TK podcast episodes. Well, and then you can find us, the TK podcast, on like the ear podcast, feed. If I can get that to work again. But yeah, follow us there and hit us up for talk about games and talk about whatever, really. All this other stuff, everything. You know. Thanks for listening, y'all. Good to be back. Peace.
We outie.
Whee!